Welcome to Patch Day. Today I'll be taking a look at all the new stuff they added to Crossout. I'm going to start off by showing you how stupid everything has become with the new blueprint mechanics, and we're also going to talk about the never-ending greed from the developers and publisher. So, here's how the game greeted me when I logged in today. It was a little confusing at first, but after several hours it's still confusing, and everything is taking much longer to do compared to what it was yesterday. I don't like the option to choose the parts being disabled if you lose the generator. I think all they needed to do was to disable whatever modules or weapons you added last, and not just weapons like it was. Easy as that. Also, this augmented reality option is useless. It has no logical use at all. Here, you can see the tab for choosing what you want to be disabled if you lose the generator. Even if you don't make any choices in this menu, you can still see that some parts are marked in red, and that means they will be disabled if your generator is blown up. So if I uncheck the Cyclops, it will switch over to disabling the oppressor instead. This build is using the Big G generator, so I only have 2 energy to distribute. But if I lose the engine on this build, I'm totally screwed because of the weight, so I would rather sacrifice reload speed over engine power on this one. I know many will disagree with me here, but I think all this is just extra work. If they just changed it to the last part with energy drainage added will be disabled if the generator is lost, that would be enough. But no, let's make a fancy menu and create extra work for ourselves. Good job, devs. At least they kept the opportunity to see where a specific part is placed on a build by clicking in the item list. That is, if you can find the item list, it's well hidden now. Anyway, let's take a look at the emojis. Apparently they changed something so it's easier to see the projectiles when you shoot them. That was one part about this weapon that I liked. It was hard to see the projectiles and where they came from. Now you give away your position when shooting them, so the way I see it, that's a small nerf. Okay, they added this blue shine to the grenades when you shoot them. Well, I guess I can live with that, but I don't see why this should be necessary. We'll take a look at the patch notes later on, and then we can see what excuse they had for doing this. Next up is the whirlwind. They changed something about the animation when they shoot if you're using a specific skin for them, or CK as they call it in Crossout. But first I have to put on the fused wheels since I sold the unfused ones earlier today to get more blueprint expansion discs. All I ever wanted was more blueprint slots, but I think we got way more than we asked for. I'm sorry about being so negative, but this is just idiotic. Imagine if they just let us get more blueprint slots and then save the time they spent on adding all these extra menus and instead spent it on finding out how to get more new players into the game. Let's see how good the animation is with the autocannons. Wow, that looks great. I can really not see the difference. I wonder how much time they spent on making this look exactly the same as it used to. Again, why not spend more time figuring out how to bring more players to the game? Next up is the new ammo crate. It's the same size as 2 of the blue ones put together. If you buy the new mini pass, you get a fused one as reward, where you can buy one on the market for a couple of 100 coins. A fused one will get the efficiency up to 117%. Unfused is only 75%. And why did they rename the purple one to ammo rack? I might be old, and my eyesight isn't what it used to be, but that doesn't look like a rack to me. It's a box. So the purple one gives the still wind a total of 408 shots, while the new one leaves us with 326. It's not that bad and probably the most welcome among all the changes today. Let's take a look at the crafting menu in the new mini pass. So this time the pass focuses on the Omnibox, the rune and the still wind. You will receive 2 of the purple ones and 1 still wind. As usual, you can fuse the purple ones to get a fused version of it. You can then choose to use the fused cap and a fused rune to get another still wind. Don't forget though, it's also going to cost you a lot of resources to do so. Here's the catch this time. The still wind you get as a reward can be used to give you a fused one, but you have to use one of each of the unfused versions of the purple items. So now you have to choose if you want a single fused one and be left with one unfused cap and rune, or get 2 unfused still winds. Of course, you can always go to the market and buy more Omni boxes and runes so you can get both autocannons fused. And that's exactly what they want you to do. What they have done here is to put a limit to how much coin we could make off of these passes. Because in previous mini passes, you could boost your way to the end of the pass and start crafting and selling, and then you would earn enough coins to keep that going and make a profit every time. Now this is going to get harder to do because you need more of the purple stuff to get it done. The devs are so greedy that they want to limit everything. Even the fucking uranium is given away in so small portions that it's irritating, and the work you have to put into clan wars just isn't worth the effort. The way I see it, they have removed a lot of the value from the mini passes. Good job, devs. Why don't you spend time figuring out how to get more players to the game, instead of how to limit the few of us that are left? You even give us analytics on where we die the most on the different maps. And if you have that information, I bet you have information about how many relics are crafted in a month too. And whatever that number is, I bet it's very low. And why is that? Don't you want us to be able to craft stuff without spending money? Anyway, let's take a look at the patch notes. They call it the final run. If you developers don't stop being controlled by greed, I think this will be the final run for you. It's not looking too good on many different levels. There's a few things I want to point out here. Like the new game mode, which isn't really new. It's just a tweak from the already existing one. So now instead of getting the point from the orb that drops immediately, you have to bring it back to your base. So it's just a tweak, nothing more. Good job, devs. Let's skip the boring brawls and see what's new in Clan Wars. So they increased the uranium rewards, but made it harder to earn it. Good job, devs. You've done it again, as if it wasn't hard enough the way it was. This is the reason why I don't play the shitty game mode. Because the rewards you get doesn't weigh up to the effort you have to put into it. And on top of that, it's not even fun because the stakes are so high, and you'll always have that one try-hard on your team that will give you shit because you didn't play the way they would. I find more reward in playing Pac-Man compared to Clan Wars and Crossout. I've already covered the rest of the patch notes, which is about the new blueprint stuff, the animation on the whirlwind with a CK, the new ammo pack, and the fancy new menu where you can choose what modules to shut down if you lose your generator. How about focusing on getting more new players into the game and make them stay, so we in turn could get a rework on the power score brackets? It's kind of annoying the way it is now, because the moment you step over 9,300 PS, you'll be up against 12 and 15k builds. Building a 10k build right now is probably the worst you can do, and you might as well just get it up to 12k, at least. I'm sorry about the rant here, but I've had enough. The developers are clearly not giving a shit about what any of the players think. Don't forget what they pulled off last year at April Fool's Day, where they were mocking the players by making fun of what we wanted. Which just tells us that they know what we want, but they don't give a shit. It's all about money and limiting the players from earning too much, in a pure communistic fashion. Anyway, if you made it this far, I wish you a fantastic day, and thanks for watching and listening to this rant. I love Crossout, I really do. But I think the way they run this game is weird, and they could have made it so much better with some simple changes. Either way, that's all I have for today, and feel free to disagree with me in the comments. Leave a like if you agree, and subscribe if you haven't already. I hope to see you in the next one. Peace out.